Adhocracy News, January 30th, 2017. Today's top stories.
Google's 6-second ads.
Dads play with Barbies.
And Tostito bags to prevent drunk driving.
Hello, I'm JD Melville.
And I'm David Landeen, and welcome to Adhocracy News.
Yes, and if you are here for the first time, please click subscribe below and you'll get alerts for new news every Monday.
Now, Adhocracy News is where we talk about last week's stories about advertising, marketing, art, and design, and new stories, like JD said, every Monday.
Yeah, so getting right into it. Google introduces 6-second ads at Sundance. Now, this is coming off of research that they've been doing. They're working and playing in new spaces. First off, they're kind of going off the research. A lot of people skip an ad after 5 seconds. It gives you a counter, right?
Yeah, and I always thought it was 3 seconds, but apparently it's 5 seconds.
So a lot of research has gone into this. They're citing things like the human attention span is now being clocked at around 8 seconds. They've looked at, there are kids who can do a Rubik's Cube within 6 seconds.
Child's play.
A recruiter will look at your resume for about 6 seconds until they can decide whether they want to talk to you or not. We will roughly wait about 6 seconds for a web page to load before we get bored and move on.
That's a really patient person.
I know. And the universe expands at 48 miles every 5 seconds. So that is some of the things. And I can imagine a lot of people are looking at this and being like, oh, we keep getting limited to less and less space.
How am I going to advertise my taco in 6 seconds?
So they are definitely, this is why they're going to Sundance. They've approached creative agencies and ad agencies to kind of play with the 6-second ad and see how much you can pack into these small little bite-sized chunks. Let's take a look at this. Here's a couple of them.
The moral of that story is, don't go diving in 2040.
Here's another one that's a little bit more like a series.
We did it! We did it! Yeah!
Time travel.
Okay, 6 seconds.
Oh my god, I can't believe we discovered...
Bless you.
Wait, I didn't...
Oh. How far back does it go now?
24 seconds.
You sure?
There's only one way to find out.
Oh! Because it goes in a circle!
So, you can actually go to the YouTube channel, the YouTube advertisers, and check out a lot of these videos, these little 6-second videos. And this is kind of coming off of Google's also kind of saying, okay, there are different sizes of ads. You can have a little bite, you can have a snack, or you can have a meal, right? Mm-hmm. So they're definitely playing with this. They're introducing this at Sundance, giving people a chance to try this out.
Well, and with Vine now being shut down, it seems like all of those creators now have a brand new platform. It's like, hey, now you can get paid to make 6-second videos.
If I was a extreme Viner, I would definitely jump on this opportunity to create an agency to create your 6 seconds.
Absolutely.
Because they
understand the platform. They understand how to tell stories.
In 8 seconds.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you can pack into that quick 8 seconds.
As we've just seen. All right, so story number 2 is Google Year in Search 2016 ad.
Yeah, so Google and YouTube have done a lot of things like this where they kind of show the year in review. They even have something called YouTube Rewind where they feature creators, content creators, in sort of a music video. Thanks for what you do. Here's stuff that was done during this year.
We'll get there someday.
Watch
for us.
But this ad is sort of the what happened during the year, kind of a news type thing, and a great ad. So
no one understood what's going on. People were running everywhere.
The uncertainty of Brexit. We don't know what's going to happen.
We are a more divided nation than we've ever been.
And that officer that was next to us, he ran toward the shops.
People start screaming. Everybody gets on the floor.
It's completely tragedy and misery in Syria.
I love the way that they frame this, like with the search bar.
Love does not despair.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love gives us hope that change is possible.
head is spinning and my feet off the ground when I can't stop dancing like no one's around. And yeah, I think of a punchline. The stars are down when they're compared to.
If you take away the labels, you realize that we're far more alike than we are different.
And close their eyes. You and me.
And the Cubs have finally won it all.
Stars are tall when they're compared to you and I. And if people don't
Obama.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
we don't have to try. 'Cause we're brighter than fireflies are gonna light the sky.
And love is 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 love. Cannot be killed or swept aside. Now fill the world with music, love, and pride.
Light the sky.
So yeah, it's a really good ad. I mean, I love the way that little image, that search bar frames everything.
It tells the story in the search bar, just like Google does.
I mean,
that was really good.
I'm sort of surprised that Google has to advertise because, like, what other? I mean, I guess you can Bing it, but
I want to see Bing's year in search 2016.
Shit like that. But a great commercial in a great way. I love the way that like things are kind of in front of the frame or inside the box or in sort of in one and in front of the other. I think that's really interesting.
Well, and I mean, you look at that video and you're so familiar with the Google search bar that you know that's Google.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could have just had it be video after video, but that little box.
You know it's Google the entire commercial. It's not even like a hidden like da-da-da-da-da Google. It's Google throughout the whole thing. It's incredible.
Yep. All right. Story number 3, Amazon's charity boxes. Now, this is one that was introduced to me by somebody, and they told me about how Amazon's doing this amazing thing where you can take your Amazon boxes and print off a free label, and they'll ship it for you to the nearest Goodwill. And then, as I did the research, I realized it wasn't Amazon that was behind this. It was another company. The company is called Give Back Box, and it was founded in 2012 by Monica Willa. Anyway, and she wanted to give back. She wanted to do something for homeless people. She wanted to help. And so she started this company where if you have a box and you fill it up with stuff and you print out this free label, then they'll ship it to you. And then she found partners. They have Amazon. That's probably their biggest one because Amazon's done a huge campaign advertising this. They had it on their website. They had it, all over. And most people associate it with Amazon. But I know Overstock was also behind that. They have a whole bunch of partners that have been helping them with this campaign. And
it's an incredible idea.
It really is.
I mean, you're recycling boxes, you're giving back, and instead of having to like go through all your stuff, you every once in a while you find something that you don't need and you put it aside, but then it's sitting there for forever. But you're always ordering stuff, so just put it in a box and ship it back.
And I haven't really looked into it, but I'm hoping that once the box goes to Goodwill, that then it is recycled. If they could just, have that next step where it's like, and then it's going to be recycled. I think that would be even like a bigger push for people because I know there's a lot of people that are upset about Amazon, all these boxes in the dumpsters, and so. But good job, Give Back Box, and the founder of Give Back Box was just named to some big list that I can't remember what it was, and that's your news today.
Next story is you're going to be seeing a lot of ads for the Super Bowl coming up, right? We're probably going to even be seeing a little bit of maybe the teaser ads like we saw last year that are teasing the ad that you're going to see at the Super Bowl.
Yes, the teaser for the commercial for the commercial.
In fact, last year we did an episode on the Super Bowl where we went over our top 10. We'll be doing another one this year, so look for that next Monday.
Next Monday,
we'll have our favorites. But this year, you're actually going to see a commercial that you probably didn't expect.
I'm a typical man's man.
Sometimes I go to the track with my buddies and we ride dirt bikes. I grew up with 4 brothers. We did mostly boy things.
Sundays are always football. And now that gets interrupted with a little Barbie time. I'm here to see the doctor.
She'll see you in a minute.
Okay, I'll wait here.
Love playing Barbie, but I only play with Ken. Ken only.
Help, there's a fire in my building! Help!
Amanda, what qualities do you need to be an astronaut?
Well, you need good eyesight, 50-50 eyesight. Now I want you to put your hands like this and hum.
Is the doctor ready yet?
Not yet.
I think she could be anything she wants to be, or all of them.
What is 30 plus 1? Yes.
31?
Yes.
Okay, woohoo!
You would do anything to make her happy. I'm feeling a little sick. I have a sore throat and a cough. I might have a
Let
fever.
me check your heart. Oh my, you are truly sick.
Well, what should I do?
Take a bunny.
Time spent in her imaginary world is an investment in her real world. That's the tagline that Barbie is putting forth in their new commercials.
What a risk,
right?
Taken by Barbie. Let's advertise during a football game.
But here's the thing: is this is coming off research that finds that dads who are involved in imaginary play are contributing to real life development. Basically, our research by Linda Nelson at Wake Forest University talks about that fathers who are actively engaged with their daughters, kind of encouraging their self-reliance, assertiveness, athletic, academic, imaginary. These girls are more likely to graduate from college and get higher paying jobs.
Well, you look at the different careers that they were doing in there. I mean, they weren't playing hair salon. There was jobs that, you know, when girls are that young, they really do look at those jobs, but then society kind of drives that out of them and says you should be a secretary, or, you know. But
yeah,
I love
their commercials are called doctor, paleontologist, teacher, firefighter.
Yeah, and I have seen this with other commercials that Barbie is definitely doing a drive towards you can be anything, because when you play with Barbie, I mean, they have some other commercials out there where when you play with Barbie, you imagine yourself being in these high-paying jobs, and this builds on that. And
it would seem like a risk, but I mean, you've got a whole generation of people who have a daughter, and this is going to hit right home for them. Yeah. One of the things that they wanted with this commercial is they wanted it to feel real. So these are the commercials that you will see here are actually real dads, real daughters playing with Barbie.
That's awesome. I love that these are real scenarios, and they feel real. Mm-hmm. Like, they definitely come across as they feel like you're just watching a dad and daughter play Barbies. And it's not scripted, it's not weird. It's awesome. Good job, Barbie. I'm actually proud of you.
I am as well.
When did that happen? All right. Last story for tonight is the Tostitos don't drink and drive bag. It is a bag of Tostitos that will tell you when you've had one too many drinks after the big game, or at the big game.
Yeah, this bag features a couple of different things. A sensor that basically can tell whether you've had too much to drink at this game. Gives you a nice big red wheel that says don't drink and drive. Along with that comes a code for an Uber to basically drive you home.
So it's not only preventing, it's also giving you an option and helping you to still get home.
And to take it even further, it has NFC technology, near field communication. So if you are too drunk to put in a code and order yourself an Uber, just take your phone, tap it to the bag, and it will order that Uber for you.
Man, taking advantage of technology. I'm just amazed again, I hope these risks pay off for these companies, because you imagine that guy that had the courage to raise his hand and be like, hey, what if we did a campaign about drunk driving? And you're like, we're a corn chip company. What are you talking about? Like, why would we do that? It's like, well, at first it seems like a stretch, but all of a sudden you're like, oh man, like that's great. That's a great idea.
Well, and whether we see this in real life, we actually see some of these, get our hands on them and actually get to see them, or whether they're kind of a select party, they're getting a lot of attention, they're getting a lot of press coverage. So that is, that's incredible. So thank you so much for joining us today. What stories did we miss? What stories should we cover next week? What things might we have glossed over?
And if you see a story, because we're going to be doing this every Monday, post it on our Facebook page or Twitter, or
put it in our comments below.
Yeah, show us the stories that you want us to cover, and we'll look through those and possibly we'll cover that story on next week's Adhocracy News.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our videos. We really appreciate it.
And to end this episode, we are going to give you an amazing video to watch.
She is my silly buddy.
Yeah,
silly buddy number 1, silly buddy number 2.
Help! There's a fire in my building! Help! Please put it out!
I just want to see her grow up, do whatever it is that she loves to do, and just enjoy every moment of life.
My sister's up there on the 3rd floor. Up there! Help!